All right. Come on. People getting in. I'm so excited about tonight. What's up, Dakota? What's up, man? I see you, dog. This is a long time no see. What's up? Devin and Laura? Okay. I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Power couple. What's up, Michael? Come on, you got Colin. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
We got the negative crew. Just close to my heart. Close to my heart. Come on, it's cold. Tony, I see you. Ren, my man Sebastian, Hannah. Man, tonight is gonna be it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. And so just as people are coming in, obviously some of you know me and some of you have never met me. So I just want to introduce myself. My name is Devin, and I work in student development here at Be The One, and then also at our church called The House. I'm the youth pastor. And so I'm so pumped that you guys are on. Welcome to Cultivate Coaching. Come on, tonight is going to be so good. I want to just share a little bit of vision on hearing from Pastor Stephen. I've been working with young people since I was like 18 years old. And so now I'm 27. So that's almost 10 years. I know it makes me sound old, but I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm still youthful. Okay. And all of my development and working with young people, whether it was missions trips, whether it was leading our youth ministry or our kids ministry, Pastor Stephen has just played a vital role in challenging me and developing me and into speaking into my purpose and the calling of ministry on my life. What's up, Stu? Man, it's good to see you. Hopefully you guys got as much snow up there as we got, and you've been trapped in the house as well. But like I was saying, Pastor Stephen just invested into me a whole lot. And so I'm excited to hear from him. And so here's what we're going to do. Tonight is going to be awesome, but I want to open this up in prayer. We don't want to just hop on a Zoom call and talk about some cool youth ministry tips and it not be spiritual. Because you've been in youth ministry the past 2 or 3 years, and it's been some of the hardest years of youth ministry ever. And so I think we need tips, but we also need prayer. And then once I'm done praying, we're going to pass it over to Alexis, and she's going to share some info. So you guys pray with me. God, we ask that you speak to us tonight. We don't want to just have cool tips. We don't want to just be cool youth pastors. God, we want to make an impact on the next generation. And so show us something tonight that we haven't seen before. Give us a word for the next generation. God, we love you, and we're expectant for you to move. In Jesus' name, amen.
Awesome. Well, hey, everyone. Like Devin said, my name is Alexis, and it's really just so good to see you guys tonight. Welcome to Be The One Cultivate Coaching. I love that you guys are choosing to spend your Friday night taking time to invest in your ministry. And I really believe that God is going to bless your sacrifice. He sees this time that you're taking aside. And I just want to say that it's worth your time. It's worth your investment. And I am the director of Be The One. And so I oversee the day-to-day of our operations. So if you ever need anything, have questions about who we are or what we do, or if you just want to connect about ministry, please email me. My email is going to be in the chat box. We're going to be using that chat box a lot tonight. So you guys make sure that you can see that, have it pulled up. But anyways, I am personally excited to know you and hear your stories. And for those of you who are new to Be The One, and maybe you don't know what we're all about, I just wanted to take a moment and introduce what we do. Well, Pastor Stephen and Katie, they started Be The One in 2012 with the goal of awakening a generation of difference makers. And before we get started, I just wanted to give you 2 or 3 thoughts on where we're coming from, what we're doing, and how we are investing in young people. And so we are solving a problem that most youth pastors have. Most youth pastors are struggling to build leaders. And we have opportunities that can help you do that. And so you can choose for us to invest in your students by choosing to send them to one of our opportunities. And so we've got the Be The One internship, and this is where high school and college age students spend 10 weeks of their summer learning leadership and the behind the scenes of doing ministry. Last summer, we had 5 interns, and even now, almost a year later, they're all serving at high capacities in their churches. They're leading teams, mentoring people, thriving, and using everything that they've learned during their summer here. And so this internship is an investment that has a long-term impact. And so take a moment and ask yourself, what teenager is there that God has placed in my circle that needs to spend their summer learning how to lead and to minister? And then we've also got Activate clubs. This is an opportunity that gives middle school and high school students the opportunity to be active in their faith in the school system. We have students who are leading Activate clubs in their school this year who had people come to their club that knew nothing about Christianity. Like, this is a huge need, and these students are touching ministry. It's exciting to see that these young people are not only getting to live out the call on their lives, but also other students are coming to know Jesus because of it. And then also, I wanted to touch on what we're doing in the nation of Belize. This year, we sent a phenomenal couple that's been a part of Be the One for the past 5 years to launch a campus in Belize, and they're reproducing what we already do here in the States. And so if you've been looking for an organization to do international missions with, we want to provide that opportunity for you. And so email me or check out our website for more info. And to stay connected with all we're doing, I encourage you to take out your phone, follow us on social media. That link will be in the chat box to keep up with all that God is doing.
Absolutely. That's so good. I would just say I dropped it in the chat, but I do want to say this real quick, just for all of the youth pastors and leaders. We have several kids in our youth group who lead Activate clubs. And man, we love it because what better way for kids to make an impact on their classrooms, on their schools. And so if you're like, man, I want to do that, I want to partner with a school, reach out to me. I would love to connect with you and just chat about that. Listen, tonight is going to be awesome. And if you don't get anything from tonight, don't leave here. Let me just say this. Don't leave here without making a friend. Ministry sometimes, especially to young people, can feel a little lonely because it's like, I talk to teenagers all day and I just want to have a conversation with someone who's not going through a breakup and who is not dealing with acne. Like, I just want to talk to someone with a little gray hair. Is anything wrong with that? And so make a friend tonight. Drop your contact info in the chat. Like, don't leave here doing ministry alone. Partner with other people and let's do this together, because ultimately, like, our heart is to help you run further, faster. Like, we want you to get there. We want you to get further and we want you to get there faster. There's no reason to take the hard road or the hard route when you have leaders and friends in your life who can show you a better way. And so we want to take our level of professionalism up. Okay. And so one of the stereotypes around youth pastors, let's just talk about it, is that we're like the goofy ones who play around all day. But I just want to speak to our professionalism real quick. Okay. And so speaking of professionalism, I know that in youth ministry, you pick up particular skills. You know what I'm saying? You pick up certain things. Like before I was in youth ministry, I didn't know how many Red Bulls were humanly possible to be drank in 12 hours over a lock-in. But I learned, I YouTubed it, I Googled it, and that's a skill that I picked up. I can tell you exactly how many ounces of Red Bull you can have. But here's what we want to know. Drop in the chat. We want to know, like, what's one skill you've learned that's like a crazy skill that seems to have nothing to do with youth ministry, but you picked it up while you were in youth ministry. And so as you guys are dropping those in, I just want to say, like, we're going to be affirming in the chat all night. We're going to be dropping fire emojis. So let's just get used to using those. And then I'm going to pass it over to Mitch real quick, and he's going to set us up on some other ways to win throughout this coaching.
Absolutely. Well, hey, everybody, my name is Mitch, and I am the Activate Club administrator here at Be the One. And so my role is to both administrate and shepherd our 5 Activate clubs. And so an Activate Club, we've talked a little bit about it, but it is a faith-based club in their school, in student schools, where they're learning about biblical leadership. These students have said yes to ministry at a really early age, and we do not take that lightly. And so we would love to talk to you a little bit about what it looks like to start an Activate Club. But hey, if you're on this call and you did not sign up, totally fine. We would love to just take a little bit and have you guys sign up for this call, because we want to be able to connect with you after this. And so go ahead and throw something in the chat about signups and different things, you'll be able to see a Monday link for that. We also want to have a little bit of a giveaway. And so we're going to be giving away some merch at the end. And so we want to make sure that you are using that chat. That's how we're going to be giving away stuff tonight. So be sure to use that chat. Also, we are going to go ahead and have everybody mute their mics. I see that everybody has got that, but just make sure that we are muted. And then if possible, we want to see you guys. We want you to turn on your camera. Like, we want to affirm, like, let's not make this one of those Zoom calls where everybody just kind of sits through. Like, we're going to be active and we're going to be present together, because we here at Be the One, we talk about seeing people a lot, and we want to see you. And so we'd love to see you. We'd love to see your team. So as a student leader, I know that there's always, there's not really a ton of room in the budget for, leadership training. And so we are really excited about offering this to you, because we know that this is going to help you go further, faster. And you're going to hear that a lot from us. And in fact, one of the people who have taken us, all of the Be the One staff, further, faster is Pastor Stephen. And he is an awesome communicator and leader to us. And so we're going to hear from him. And so without further ado, come on, throw a clap emoji, throw a fire emoji. Come on. You want to follow him, but we are going to hear from him.
Hey, everybody, welcome. I am so glad that you guys are with us on the Cultivate Coaching. If you're watching this video, that means there were some complications. I was in Fort Myers, Florida, trying to get back to Northwest Arkansas. I've been meeting with some pastors this whole week. And so anyway, I wish I could have been with you live, but we decided to go ahead and do this as a precaution. And it turns out that we needed it. I hope you're doing well. I want you to know that we are praying for you. We believe that we are an ally to you. And I just want you to know that, God has an incredible calling on your life. And we want to partner with that. Over the next few Cultivate coachings, we are going to talk about good questions. Good questions. And these are questions that you can ask yourself. I would tell you this, as a leader, asking good questions is how you're going to keep growing. When I was younger in ministry, I did a lot of doing, and sometimes you learn, that's where you learn to do it right, do it wrong. You gain experience, but after that, you can start asking yourself really good questions that'll help you get to better results. The truth is, the longer you lead in students, as a leader, a pastor, a director, the more people will believe you know what you're doing. Not sure. The first couple of years, it feels like you're challenged by everyone, learning, the students, the parents of the students, your own staff, pastor. I don't know. For me, even my mom would hear things about stuff that I would do in my 20s. And so input was coming from every direction. But one of the ways that you can build confidence to those watching your leadership is to ask great questions. Leaders who ask great questions are people who have been pondering, thinking, preparing, planning. This is how wisdom and understanding comes. Even the Bible tells us to ask great questions. Ask, and I will give it to you. Knock, and the door will be open. If anybody lacks wisdom, ask. And so today we're going to focus on asking great questions. Periodically, it's important to know how I am doing. How am I doing? How am I doing? And this will require a certain level of transparency and authenticity as you slow down enough to go, okay, how am I doing? Great discipline is required to act out the concepts you believe will work. Let me explain this. When Katie and I first tried to set a budget, we believed it would work. We understood the value of tracking your money and knowing what you're spending it on, and knowing when you're just swiping the card because you want a snack versus something intentional that will get you somewhere. So we knew that was going to work. We just didn't work it. We just didn't actually do it. And so we would get so frustrated. We'd stay up all night, write this budget, and we'd be on this budget for like 2 or 3 weeks. Something would happen. A flat tire would happen, a car issue, the budget would break, it would explode, and then it'd be a year before we'd revisit it again. Then we got to 3 months, then we got to 6 months, then we got to 12 months. I remember the first time we did our budget all the way through in 1 year. We were like, what? And the crazy thing was, we had some money left over. We had some money in the savings account. Come on, y'all hear what I'm saying? And we knew it would work. We had not just taken the time to work it into our lives. As leaders, you will have to assess your own actions. Many times, you're going to have to look and go, was that output worth what we were trying to accomplish? Was that conversation, did I handle that right? And was that event, was I so hyped and excited about what we were doing, but internally I had all the details and thoughts. Externally, I really didn't communicate that much. And so I need to assess how we can make it better. That's one of the values at Be The One, is we do want to make it better. And that's why we feel like this coaching call is so important. My encouragement to you is ask the hard questions. Ask the hard questions. And once you get an answer, ask yourself, am I okay with that answer? Am I okay with the fact that, I'm going home, I'm driving, I'm frustrated. The worship band had to restart 2 songs, or 3 kids didn't show up. And instead of thinking and projecting them, begin to ask a question. Okay, have I set the vision in their heart on what I see worship being? Have I done the inspection and accountability of checking are they practicing? Did I remind them that I was going to be there and we were going to listen to some songs and work on transitions? Did I give them the expectation that they need to play at home, not just learn the song on the night that we're performing? So you begin to ask yourself these questions. And if you get to the answer where, you know what, I really didn't do any of that. I kind of just walked by and said, hey, we're going to do art worship. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be anointed. It's going to be powerful. But I did not develop anything. Then now I'm not really frustrated at everybody else. I'm not saying that you won't be, but at least okay, I am the one who will motivate my group to move forward. I have 5 questions that I want you to ask yourself, that I want to ask you. And really, I want to give them to you over the next couple of months. We're only going to do 1 question today. So each question will have some depth to it. I want to encourage you also to put these Cultivate Coaching on your calendar. The next one that we do will be in March. And so Alexis will get with you on that date, but we are going, hopefully, we were thinking about March the 25th, but we are wanting to start the last Friday of each month. We believe that God wants to build a community of youth leaders that are serious about cultivating a thriving student ministry. And we want to partner with you because we believe that you're being the one in your area. And so we want to make a kingdom impact. And so we want to coach you. We want to cheer you on all the way. And so we are praying for 10 new youth pastor connections, youth leader connections that want to jump into the Cultivate Coaching. And we believe this is a really great way for us to network and connect. We want to start a group me, and we want to start collaborating. What are you all doing? What idea did you just do? Oh my gosh, we just had a win. And so we feel like this is a way for us to even take our coaching calls to the next level. But in order to do that, we're going to need your help. Will you reach out to a couple of student leaders, pastor friends of yours? Let's share ideas. Let's get collaboration. Let's network a group of youth pastors where we can connect and go further faster. Okay, let me give you this first question that you should be asking yourself, and then we'll unpack the rest as we move on. Here is the question. As a student leader, am I staying up on all my responsibilities? As a student leader, am I staying up on all my responsibilities? There is no doubt that you being the leader will have a ton of responsibilities when you're leading students. It's important that you don't try to do everything. Come on. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you can't do everything. You can't hover. You don't want to be a helicopter. If you try to do everything, you will overload, you will burn out, anxiety will rise. I believe each of you are going to be in the ministry for a very, very long time, but that will require you to build teams and to grow systems so that you can get out of your head how you believe God has called your group to do ministry. Right now, we are dropping in a couple links from our last Zoom calls. They're going to do it right now. And copy and paste those to a document on your computer. Watch them later. Don't watch them right now. Watch them later. And I believe that they'll help you because we want to make sure that you have the systems that you need and the ability to grow teams so that you don't have to do it all. With that said, when you ask yourself the question, am I staying up on all of my responsibilities? Most student leaders were not given a list of responsibilities when you started leading for your church. Come on, listen, you just showed up. You had a high-level vision meeting with your pastor. Someone, a couple left the church, and now it's you. And hey, just I want you to love on some young people. I want you to, listen, I want you to, help them spiritually. I want you to whatever. And so you left that meeting like supercharged on all that God was going to do, but you didn't have a list. You didn't know. There was very little expectation. And then as you get in it, you realize, oh, there is expectation. It just wasn't communicated. Come on. Well, I want to talk about that today. When I say, am I staying up on all of my responsibilities? What does that really mean? Well, there are 6 major ups that you're responsible for. And here they are. I'm going to give them to you real quick. You got to show up. You got to follow up. You got to lead up. You got to keep up. You can't give up. And it is your responsibility to build the team up. And we're going to break that down. Come on, today. Let's talk about show up. John chapter 9, verse 4. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. Listen, we got right now. Look around at our culture. There is so much spiritual attack, so many giants coming after our young people that, listen, we don't have time not to show up. We don't have time to procrastinate and not begin to become intentional when we are the head of spiritual development for a lot of the young people in our church. We need you to show up ready. You got to be ready to go. Come on, that means show up early. Whenever your youth service is, early means that there's a purpose burning in your heart. Late means there are so many other commitments that have your focus. Come on, when you think about showing up, ask yourself, what time do I need to be there to have a quality service that I am expecting, that I'm hoping for? That means you're going to have time to lead, pray, set up, see the students, make connections, coach the team. I mean, you can't just come an hour early and expect to get everything done. And within that hour, you're also going to study for your own sermon. When I say show up, I mean show up prepared. Come on. There must be a plan that you're running. Without a plan, we're just winging it. We're just winging it. And I think that if we're not careful, there are some ministries building a Holy Spirit environment on winging it. Like you're not prepared. We did not pray. We don't have a direction. We're waiting on the Lord. And we're wondering why youth group doesn't feel like it's moving in a trajectory that is going to develop spiritual maturity. Come on. We got to be able to plan the night, plan the gathering. Having a crowd in students cannot be the goal. The goal is, where are you taking the students? Show up prepared. Does your team have a clear understanding of the series or the spiritual emphasis that you're working on right now? Oh man, I'm going to do a 3-week series on blah, blah, blah. Why? How does it all fit together? How are we thinking from start to end, from the moment that walk into the church to the moment they hear the first 2 or 3 songs, to the moment we do the opener, to the moment we do the game? How does all of that fit together? Start getting prepared. Are you just preaching, or are you moving your students somewhere? Set the tone with a great service. Pray with your leadership team. Be fully studied. Come on, way too many people are cramming 20 minutes before the students arrive because you've been so busy during the week that, come on, you want them to value the youth service that you're working so hard for, but are we valuing it? Like, are we valuing it enough to turn off Netflix for like 1 hour so we can have our sermon ready? Come on, help me. Are we valuing it? Are we valuing it enough to get up 1 hour early before we go into work and write some details down and send a GroupMe or a Voxer or a text and say, hey guys, this is some things I was thinking about. I want to give you a clear picture of where we're headed for the next couple of weeks. Come on. Listen, set the tone for a great service. The worship team, are they scheduled? Do they know the songs? Don't be doing 4 songs and they can only get through 2 and you're frustrated. Have them do 2 and then grow to 3. The game, is it a perfect blend of fun and connection, not randomness? And people are coming, style and looking good, and they're going to ruin an outfit. Come on. The graphics on the slides, have they been spell checked? Or are they checked? Are they good? Did the video get checked? If we want students to make youth a priority, then make preparation a priority. Way too many youth leaders that I hear are winging it and calling it God. Show up present. When you show up, listen, come on, be wherever you are, be all there, be present. Don't just pull off a youth night. Give everything that you have to love young people and teach them the truth. I know struggles will arise for all of us. We're all going through things. We're all human. But here's what I would ask you is, with your wife, with your marriage, with your kids, with leadership struggles, with all of that, you're going to have a moment and walk in there with a lot going on in your life, but being present. Be present. Don't be worrying about fantasy football or what's going on in the NBA, or you can't wait to get home because of this or that. Listen, if you're the leader and you can't wait to be home, or you are wishing you weren't there, then I can guarantee you your team is distracted and your kids don't want to be there. And as soon as they get a car, they won't be. Be present, be there. Show up excited, expecting. Show up expecting. You know, be excited about what God is going to do. Expect God to move. We all want God to move, and students are struggling. They need a move of God with identity, sexuality, authority, purpose. Listen, little prayer produces little results. Little study produces little conviction. Be expecting God to move. Expect that one student to get it. Don't label your students. Expect them to get it. Call their name before God. Believe that the rebellion is going to break. The confusion, come on, somebody, is going to break. Ministers, we got to have hope. We have to believe that our services are making a difference, that we're just not showing up and doing good things for God, but the good things that we're doing for God are actually doing good, come on, in the students that we're leading. These are the three things that will remain: faith, hope, and love. The second one is follow up. Like, come on, as a leader, our responsibility is to follow up. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. I appeal to you, brothers and sisters, by the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree, and that there would be no division among you, but that you would be united in the same mind and the same judgment. Well, how's that going to happen? The disciples were following up. The apostles were following up. They were checking on the church. They were checking on the leaders. They were checking on people. It is our job to follow up. It's not your people or your kids' job to run to give you information. Sure, that's something that can be trained, but you're the leader. It's the leader's job to work through the stages of doing, delegating, and developing. And you're going to have to follow up. What am I doing? And once I'm doing that so much, then I'm going to delegate it. Then once I'm delegating it, I'm going to develop the person who's now doing it so that they can grow and expand and develop. But to do that, you're going to have to follow up. When you end service, what was right? What was like wrong? What was missing? How did we not know that there was going to be a snack? Or how did we not know to bring up the podium? How did we not know to play the video? It was just missing. And what was confusing? Like, all the youth leaders are walking in saying, what do we do tonight? While you're trying to pray and study and have a conversation with the young people, they're knocking on your, hey, we just want to know what we're doing tonight. What we're doing. Come on. If you're hearing that, don't be mad and be like, just follow me. It doesn't matter what we're doing. No, it kind of matters. Communicate. Communicate the next 3 weeks. You may not be able to communicate the whole year, but communicate where we're going. When the leader doesn't follow up, the same frustrations are repeated. You hear me? When the leader isn't following up, the same frustrations are repeated. When we continually allow the same frustrations to remain in our ministries, it kills momentum. Don't work so hard and kill your momentum. Follow up after that student that just got saved, or the one that just deeply got ministered to. Send them a text. Text them through their Instagram. Follow up when you receive a text or email. Come on, you are a leader, so begin to act in a professional manner. Don't get back or ignore the student that you're trying to get to come, and you don't text them back for 3 or 4 days, or that parent. Come on. In a recent poll, I just read that there is so much skepticism for those in ministry. Like, we are one step higher than what our culture thinks about the media. The media. And I just tell you, we got to follow up. We got to do what we say. We got to say what we mean. We've got to be people of integrity. Follow up more. Reclaim the integrity as a minister of the gospel. Follow up after that courageous conversation. Come on, you just had to have a moment. Send them a text. I love you. And I'm praying we can get through this. Let's go get something to eat. I mean, like, follow up after that person served for the first time. Follow up with that couple that wanted to check out youth group. Follow up with your worship leader and ask him what's going on with the team and coach him. Follow up when you have to miss a youth night because you're going to a wedding or you're going somewhere else. Your team should be texting you. They should be like, here's how service went. And if they're not, and you're having to get with them, then establish the culture where I'm going to reach out to you a few times and this is expected. I want to know what happened. I want to know how it went because I care. Follow up after conversations with leaders if they are frustrated or confused. Follow up on details and future plans and projects. Don't just say, hey, we're going to do this, and then wait 2 weeks before the time is and make everybody like stress out. You're the leader and you, come on, follow up. Lead up. Lead up is the next one. Come on, we're talking about, am I staying up on all of my responsibilities? Lead up. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2 says this, therefore, an overseer must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, and able to teach. Listen, in other words, wherever you go, that's where everybody else is going because you're the lid. Like you're the ceiling. And so I want to encourage you, don't preach about prayer and not pray. Don't preach about convictions and yours have been struggling. Keep growing every year. Keep growing. Read a book. Listen to a podcast. Stay connected with Be the One Ministries. Stay connected with these Cultivate Coachings. We want to help you continue to lead up. Each leader on this call has the ability to step into areas and a leadership wisdom that you have no idea. You guys are so young. You have no idea where you could be in 30 years if you will continue to lead up. Man, if you need to know something about youth group or an outreach or a Bible study or this or that, get with Alexis, get with Devin. Just schedule a 30-minute meeting with Devin. Hey, Devin, I need 30 minutes. I have 2 questions. And begin to do what you can to position yourself. Come on, listen, to lead up. Each of the leaders on this call will have to decide where they want their leadership to go. And you have to keep building it. Build your communication. Build your ability to connect. Lead up. Your freedom in Christ. You're going to have to lead up. Your understanding of Scripture. Students, leaders, you set the tone. If your group is negative, critical, you got to look in the mirror. Come on, there's someone on your staff, or you've been in a hard season and you're unaware that you've been negative, and you're going to have to lead up because the culture comes from the leader. It comes from you. No one is going to do more than you. You're the standard. You set the bar. And so whatever you allow, whatever you promote will become their standard. Be careful what you watch. Be careful what you post. Be careful how you communicate. Be careful how you talk about other ministries and other people. Be careful because you are setting a standard and you don't even know it. Leaders live higher. Come on, lead up. Everybody say lead up. Come on. The next one is keep up. Keep up with some of your responsibilities. Listen, don't allow a spirit of procrastination to hit you where you walk into service and all you can think about is all the things undone. Get more people on your team. 1 Corinthians 15:58 says this, therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. Keep up the creativity, the passion, the diligence. Keep up the momentum. Keep up the love for God personally. the love for your students. Keep shaping lives. Don't just show up. Come on, keep up. The next one is don't give up. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let's not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not, come on, say it, give up. I wish hurt wasn't a part of loving people, but it is. Jesus was betrayed by the people who were closest to him and the people who he loved. But I want to encourage you on that hard day, when you've just had that hard conversation, when you've just heard about a team member talking about you, a parent who's frustrated with you, or a young person who doesn't want to come to students anymore, on that hard day, you're going to have to not take on offense, not take on rejection. You're going to have to allow the Holy Spirit to minister to you and your Father God to tell you, hey, I love you. I approve you. We can grow. We can get better, but you are enough. Don't give up because of discouragement. We need you. Don't give up because of a misunderstanding. That's it. I'm out of here. Don't give up because of a rejection. Don't give up over money. Don't give up. These young people need leaders who will fight for them even when the situations aren't perfect. Don't give up. When you receive some negative feedback, stay the course. Don't give up. Here's the last one. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And then we're going to have a little moment of collaboration with our team. Build the team up. That's your job. Build the team up. In 1 Thessalonians 5:11, therefore, encourage one another and build up one another just as you are doing. Listen, you got to build your team up. You got to be the source of confidence and encouragement. You got to build them up. Our job is to encourage our team. Sure, there are times when you have to have courageous conversations. Sure, there are times when you have to reset the standard. But I would encourage you, when you have to have a hard conversation, be clear. Hit the nail on the head. Don't bring someone in and hit them with a bunch of pillows and they don't even know what really happened. Have good conflict where stuff gets done. But in all that, build your team. Build your team up. Don't lead out of a spirit of fear or criticism or condemnation. Everyone shouldn't always fear that they're going to be in trouble when they mess up. Build the team up. Then I promise you, as you build it up, it'll blow up. It'll start working. People will start taking incredible ownership. When worship has to start over, or 3 kids got sick because of COVID, and that one kid shows up, build him up. Don't vent on him with all the other kids not there. Build the one up who showed up. Come on, build up your team. Remind them that they are called. Release them to fail. You can fail here. We're going to learn. We're going to grow. And then refuse to pick up an offense or label that student. Listen, if you're frustrated with a leader that you have and you're labeling them, you need to have a conversation, because you can't build up who you're rejecting. Don't reject your team. So just one small question that I have for you today. Am I staying up on all of my responsibilities? Thank you guys for jumping on. You guys have a great conversation with the BTO team. We love you. I love you. And I'm praying for you. Later.
Come on. I don't know about you guys, but like half of the time I was pulling my toes back because I've never had my toes stepped on so much in a Zoom call. And so here's the thing. It's really easy, if you're like me, to come to one of these things and hear a bunch of great content and then be a little overwhelmed and be like, man, I have to do all of this like by tomorrow. And the great news is that you got time. You can do one thing at a time. And so what we want to talk about is we want to talk about what's one takeaway you have. And so this is your moment. Okay. This is your moment to unmute your mic This is your moment to turn on your camera. This is our moment to just kind of talk back and forth about, you know, what challenged you, what thing you're going to take away and begin to implement like tomorrow. And so for me, the big thing that stuck out was he said frustration kills momentum. And man, we've had some awesome events at youth group. And then I wonder why like we didn't have no momentum after. It's because probably I frustrated people. And so that's one thing that I'm like, okay, how can I create better systems and better communication as to not frustrate my team? And so my team that's on here, you hear me right now, I'm getting better. So anyway, what about like, let's just jump on a couple of Be the One people, a couple of house students people, and then we'll get everybody in. Let's just talk about, you know, 30 seconds. What's a takeaway you have?
One of the most difficult things I think for me was following up, because after a fun event, you're tired and you want to be done with it. But there's always that follow up, like you have to check with that student the next couple days. So I think taking that, yeah.
Awesome. Who else?
For me, it was being present. I know, especially being like a detail-oriented person, when an event starts, I'm like, is everything in place? Is everyone where they need to be? And so being intentional about getting all of your ducks in a row before the event. So when the event starts, you can be fully present, see the people who come, and invest in them, because that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Stu, what you got for me, Stu? You know I was going to call on you.
I think the biggest thing that I struggle with is delegate under the follow-up, because, you know, I know what needs to happen. It's just going to be easier if I do it myself. And, you know, when you don't delegate, you don't give somebody the opportunity to develop, and they won't learn from mistakes if they don't have the opportunity to get out there and fail.
Absolutely. That's so true. And Pastor Stephen had to remind me, like, bro, there was a moment where you were doing stuff and you were doing it bad. And I coached you and corrected you. And so we have to do that with the people who are on our teams. Here, let's, Joshua. What's up, man? Joshua Jones. Yeah, there you go. Red t-shirt. I don't know if we've met yet. I'm Devin. Nice to meet you.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm with Powerhouse Church on the Rock.
Okay, yes, sir.
And you
Cole,
came in. Yeah, you
Pastor
came
Cole.
in. Yeah, that's my brother-in-law, but yeah, he came in spoke to our youth group a few months ago, I think. So, anyways,
Awesome.
I'd say the biggest takeaway, you know, is making sure I understand what is my responsibility, and I feel like a lot of times we try to shoot off the hip and all that, and just try to kind of assess the situation, see what we need to do with our youth students, and I think we can do a better job of having written out responsibilities and knowing what I need to specifically be doing, you know, as far as hanging out with youth students outside of services and showing up early, hanging out with them. I feel like a lot of that stuff we just try to figure out on our own. But when you do it that way, there's a little lack of accountability. So getting that in order, I think, is important.
Yeah, that's good. Michael, you got something you want to add?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit.
All right. We had problems with the audio earlier, but I'll try it. About halfway through, man, I actually got our team actually here in the room with us. And
Come on, what's up?
And so about halfway through, I was like, man, can we watch something else? I mean, like Pastor Stephen I felt like he was kind of putting me on blast, but it was, I was very encouraged on the lead up. Because I think that just like you said, man, if the leader's not excited, no one else is. And I've been through seasons like that where I wasn't excited, and it showed. And I've been fortunate to lead in a lot of different capacities. And so this season we're extremely excited, and I was just encouraged and reminded by that point to lead up because we got a great team surrounding us here tonight and for this year. So we're excited for what God's going to do with that.
Come on, man. That's awesome, man. Well, we're gonna shift. We do want to answer like some specific questions for you guys. Like we don't want to. I remember being in middle school basketball, and I was really good at free throws. And our coach would always make us run when people were missing free throws. And I'm like, okay, I need coaching on my layups. I need coaching on my 3-pointers. I don't need to shoot free throws right now. And so we don't want you to just come and just hear our content. But if you have any questions about youth ministry, about planning events, about how to build a team, anything, we have a team here. Me, Alexis, Mitch, We want to do a good job of answering any specific questions you guys have. So any questions, you could just unmute yourself and you just go ahead and throw it out there.
I think that's something, sorry, I'm just gonna, hello. I think that's something that I struggle with consistently in any kind of event, is delegating and being present at the same time. So a lot of times it's really hard. If I don't delegate, I can't be present, or I can be, but it feels like I'm not as present as I should be. And so how do you delegate without feeling like you're giving up? I don't know. How do you delegate just in general, like consistently and correctly?
Yes, I think Alexis would be great to answer this because she's the event queen and she delegates stuff and she's awesome. And so Alexis, do you want to speak to that just real quick?
Yes, for sure. Sophie, I get you. It can be super hard. One, to just trust other people with responsibilities that you're so used to doing yourself. But like Devin mentioned earlier, it's so important because you're raising up other people so that you can do more. And I think the biggest thing with delegating, and Pastor Stephen says this all the time, is you want to see, say, and show. And so whenever you're coaching someone through whatever thing you're delegating to them, you want to see what needs to be done. You want to say it clearly, like here in full detail, because in your head, there's certain things you do and you just assume someone else will do it the same way. But you'll want to like explain it in further detail clearly and even have them like repeat it back to you so that you make sure you're on the same page with what's going to happen. And then you'll even want to show them like, here's how I've done it in the past. Here are some things that I've learned. Here's how not to do it, you know? And that's what I've learned with delegating, and do things as far in advance as possible, like have these conversations. That way, the person is really set up for success. And then on the day of the event, they are clear, they know what their role is, and you are able to see people and connect better because someone else is taking care of that responsibility.
Yeah, that's so good. And some people, they don't delegate because they feel like they're losing something. Well, I really love this thing. Like, I really love leading worship. I really love making graphics. I really love doing event checklists. But you're not delegating and losing something. You're delegating because there's something else that only you can do. Like, only you can see every person that comes. Only you can invest into the people who are leading. And so, and you're giving somebody else an opportunity to touch ministry, and that's what changed your life. And so don't see it as like, I really love everything and I don't want to give up anything. See it as, I love this so much that I can't carry it by myself. And if it's going to go to where God wants it to go, we got to build a team. And so any other questions? What, like maybe 2 or 3 more, just unmute yourself. All right, if we don't have any more, I'm going to pass it over to Mitch and we're going to keep it moving.
That's right, guys. Well, I mean, it's been awesome. It's been an awesome coaching. But we've got a couple of giveaways that we want to give out. But before that, I do think, Alexis, I want you to talk about our summer 22 opportunities. Just kind of tell us a couple of things that are going on there.
Yes, for sure. I do want to say, what an impactful coaching. I'm telling you, if you begin to apply these concepts to your daily life and your ministry, it's going to change the way you do ministry, and it'll overflow into the students that are coming. And so if you want to take the next step and get more involved with Be the One, we've got a couple of opportunities for you and your team. We've officially locked in our summer 2022 opportunities. And so you guys check out our website. You should definitely get your students involved in what we're doing. And I know we've got a lot of different branches of Be the One, but I will say the best place to start is the Be the One local trips that we have in the summer. And so bring a group of students from your ministry to grow and touch ministry. Every person who comes goes back to their hometowns ready to step into more and repeat it all in their hometowns. And also, I want to give you guys an invite to join something that we are starting up today, and we are starting a Be the One Cultivate community group me. And this is going to be a place where all of us youth leaders and pastors get to connect. We'll get to invite you to helpful opportunities in the future. And then you'll also get access to Be the One leadership content that you won't be able to find anywhere else. And we really do want to stay connected with you, and we want these relationships to grow. And so I believe there's a slide and it'll tell you how to join this GroupMe. It's super easy. All you've got to do is download the GroupMe app, follow the link that's going to be in the chat, and then help us spread the word. Like, what other youth leaders and pastors are in your network who need to hear what you guys are learning tonight? And also, this event is totally free, but if you want to partner with the vision of Be the One, send me an email and we can get you more information on Team One, which are the people who've chosen to financially support Be the One Ministries. And so my email is going to be in the chat box. You guys go ahead and check it out. And all right, Mitch, we're ready for those giveaways.
Okay. Hold on. I know I'm throwing off the flow. Okay. Kali, can you go back to the Be the One conference slide real quick? Sorry, I got to invite you guys to this. Okay. So here's the thing. We are doing a student conference in Rogers on July 28th through the 30th. And so this is before school starts back. And here's what I love about these conference and camp moments is that it gives an opportunity for God to mark the hearts of your students. I don't know about you, but we got to the place to where like our young people, they had a lot of head knowledge about God and they knew a lot about being in church and serving and being there. But I don't know if God had captured their heart. And so we started doing moments, altar moments, where they can have a ton of fun, where they can come and be around other young people who love God and who are pursuing God, but that they can have moments during worship where God marks them. And so I just wanted to invite you guys to this. Mitch, you can take back over, but I had to tell everybody about the Be the One conference.
Come on, guys. We've got a lot going on here at Be the One, and you do not want to miss it. You definitely want to be a part, especially I'm actually in this GroupMe and people are blowing that thing up. So you guys want to be a part of that GroupMe because that's going to be a great opportunity and a great network for you. But before we go, we're going to give away some merch. We've got some a shirt for you. We're just going to be giving that away. And so if you've got the ability, I would like to see a drum roll emoji. Spam your favorite emoji in the chat. Let's see. We've got, here we go. Joshua Jones. How about a t-shirt? We're going to get you a t-shirt. Here's what we're going to do for you. If you want to send Laura at betheoneministries.com an email her your address. We'll get that right to you. But yeah,
thank you.
So, yeah, for sure. So this session was just a small taste of the leadership concepts that Pastor Stephen has for us. And so you want to be on the lookout for our next Cultivate coachings. Go back in the chat and grab those other links to the other Cultivate coachings. We love doing these because we know that as we learn, we want to help you learn. And so we are looking forward to everything that we are doing next. If you want to keep up with us, we've got our Instagram at Be the One Ministries. We also have our website, betheoneministries.com. There you'll find tons of resources and information just about what we're doing throughout the day-to-day and the week-to-week. But that is kind of all the time that we have for today. We're going to let you guys go a little bit early. And so we're so thankful for you. But we will see you guys next time. We'll see ya.